Hello everyone. This is going to be the first video in a new series that I'm wanting to do. Um, for the longest time I did unboxings and flip-throughs and I called them reviews. And I think that was a bit of inexperience because I heard someone else define what they was looking for in a review. And what I was actually doing was unboxings, flip-throughs, and first impressions, which now has its own category here in my playlist. And a new playlist is going to be flip through and reviews. And what that's going to be is decks that I've worked with for some time. And to give you my take on how I've worked with those decks, how I've incorporated them into my practice, my genuine thoughts on the deck. And so when I was thinking of doing this, I had actually another deck in mind. Was going to be the first. It was a gift from a subscriber. But the more I thought about that, I was like, my channel's been up almost a year. But I was like, what deck have you worked with the longest, that you know the most about? And when I went at it from that angle, I was like, okay, it's clear, which deck it has to be. And so the deck that I have owned the longest, that I've worked with the most, now I've got one or two decks that I've owned longer, but I haven't worked with those decks as much as I have with this particular deck. So the deck that I've worked with the most is Sawyers Path. Now this was a it's called Sawyers Path, a tarot journey with Tarot 33.6, the red pencil sketches. And what she did in this deluxe set is actually two decks. Okay, wait a minute. I got stuff in here sliding around. It's actually two decks in this box. You see it opens up. And there's actually like you can see all the thing. There's actually two decks. There's the pencil sketching. This was, I think, Jamie Sawyer's first decks that she made, first tarot decks that she made. And this one deck is called the Red Pencil Sketches. This is actually her sketches of the deck she wanted to create. And on some of these cards, she's written, and they're kind of faint, but you can read some of her notes. Like one that sticks out particular to me off the top of my head is the image of the Ten of Swords. And she's laying face down with all the swords in her back. But Jamie had wrote on there, she's getting back up. And that was profound to me, because we think about the Ten of Swords and you stabbed in the back and you're done, you're over with, you're done. But Jamie's like, no, she stabbed in the back, but she's getting back up, she ain't done. And of course, her and her mother, her mother was her inspiration, and she talks about that. This is the guidebook. And, you'll see there's actually a deck called Transitions that's like this, that shows that the deck is, one half of it is the red sketch and the other half is the color image. I do not own that deck yet. I hope to acquire it at some point. But this is to show you, and on one side is Jamie's thoughts and an interpretation of the card here, and the other side, who has been, I think, involved in the tarot community longer than Jamie, gives her thoughts on the card as well. So you get two perspectives on a card. And when I was new, that meant a lot to me. I also need to let you know that my very first deck, my ultimate very first deck, was Mythic Tarot. And I have not worked with that deck that much, enough for me to do a review of it yet. It's coming. But I did not own a traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And the deck that I got, the first couple of decks that I bought for myself, they're loosely based on the Rider-Waite system, but they had more of a dreamy, ethereal perspective to them. And so this was my first true, I guess what you would call, Rider-Waite clone. And so I associate, this is the Sawyers Path deck, the one I'll be talking about today. And then this are the red sketches. That's the backs. That's the front, which are the actual pencil drawings of the Sawyers Path. Now, these decks, this box is kind of big, kind of cumbersome, especially with two decks in it. So these decks actually have bags that they live in now. One red for the red sketches. And Jamie's Sawyers Path, this is the back of it's green, so it has a green bag. But they actually live in bags, is how they live today. For some reason, that seemed important for me to tell you. Jamie included a couple of little treats inside. One was a sticker of her actually drawing her cards, and one was some charms. Now, these are the only charms that I have. There's only 3, so I haven't done any charm casting. I don't feel like I have enough yet. That will be coming probably at a future date in my practice, but we're not there yet. So we're going to focus on Sawyers Path, on the full rich color version of Jamie's Tarot. And I'm going to turn the camera around so we can get a better look at the cards while I talk. And I'll probably choose some card to read from the book from, to give you an idea of the guidebook. But first things first, let's flip the camera around and have a deep dive into the cards. Okay, we're back. I think I have this set up for us to work now. Belle is saying hello to everyone. Apparently there's something outside that's got her attention. I did put these back in order. For me, like I said, this was my first Rider-Waite clone. And I really wanted, I realized the importance of me getting that so I could learn more about the structure of the cards, the meanings of the cards, the symbolism in the cards. And when I saw this deck, it just gave me, I don't know, the images just drew me in. It was like, this is the deck that you need to work with. This is the one. And so I bought this, and I was so excited when I got it. And some of my very first readings on this channel was with this deck. And it was very easy for me to read. It was very easy for me to see the symbolism. Like this particular card, the black and the white. She has her hands on the chariot, but she is not really controlling the cats. In here, they're Sphinx, but they're portrayed as cats here. You know, they symbolize the light and the dark. And she is in charge of the chariot, but she is controlling them, you know, with her inner strength and with her mind. One looks in one direction, one looks the other, but she's looking straight ahead. She knows exactly where she's headed. She knows exactly where she's going, and the chariot is going to take her there. And so the symbolism is here in the cards. I like the take on the strength card that instead of her prying the lion's mouth over, she's cuddling with it. So it shows that they have, she has built a relationship. She has compassion for the animal. She has a love for the animal. She is not, she's not being aggressive. Again, this is a card that deals with intuition, and it is inner strength, and it is not brute force. And this card exudes that you don't have to, that strength does not require brute force. And then our hermit, our hermit, he has the star in the skies, and he's a weathered looking gentleman. He's older. You can tell he's sage. He has the robes, and he has his wand or his staff, but at the same time, he is guided by the light. And so they're saying that, you know, you can, the hermit is about the intuition, and that we are guided by the light. For the Wheel of Fortune, it shows the symbolism, shows the 4 symbols in the corner. It shows the different elements, the different zodiac signs. So it shows everything that the Wheel of Fortune deals with. I like also the arrows, the directional that shows that things go up, but everything that goes up must also come down. And so life is a cycle. It's a continuum. And so, yeah, that meant a lot to me and helped me understand the Wheel of Fortune. Justice, she has her sword. She has the sword of justice. She has the scales of balance. There is symbolism for the crystals here right this moment. It's evading me, but they are there. The messengers are there. I think this is supposed to be laurel. I'm not sure what plant this is supposed to be, but everything in the picture has significance. And when Jamie was doing these, she used all the symbolism from the Rider-Waite-Smith. Our Hanged Man, he is upside down, but if you noticed, he's got a smile on his face. He's not overly concerned. He's not worried about him being suspended. He's like, well, maybe I need to see things from a different perspective. maybe I just need to let some preconceived ideas go. I need to release. I need to surrender. He has surrendered. He could kick out of that and probably jump right down. But he's surrendering, and he is looking at things from a different angle, from a different perspective. In the death card, we have the ship going off into the sunset. We have the white rose. We have the skeleton in the robe. Again, the symbolism is here. I love the rich, vibrant colors. This death card, to me, wasn't frightful. I could get the meanings of death, that this is just the end of one cycle and the beginning of the next. We're transitioning into a better day. The future is ahead. With temperance, we have the chalices of pouring from one chalice to the other, of blending. Here you can't see where her feet are, but in traditional Rider-Waite, she has one in the water and one on the ground to show that she's grounded. But here she is blending. She is bringing two things together to create one greater, highest good. Our death card, they use the symbols of male and female instead of the bodies. They did show, the image that we usually associate with the devil. The moths. Yeah. Here we have the tower and everything that you usually see, the top blowing off, complete destruction, people falling from the tower. This shows them falling into the seas. I think, in most of these cards, the seas depict emotions, and I'm sure this is going to be an emotional, destructive change. But that's just a few. I mean, here again, we got the dog, the wolf, we got the crustacean in the waters, going up between the mountains, the path going between the mountains. We have the moon, but we also can see the crescent of the moon. And so, this shows that, there is a path, and that, the moon says everything is not as it seems, but we can find the way to a brighter day. And then we get into the sun card, which is that brighter day. I mean, come on, a baby on a unicorn. Anything is possible. Sun shining bright, sunflowers. Again, all the symbolism. And so these images that she did, it was easy for me to read these cards. It was easy for me to pick up on the meanings of the cards. It showed me everything that as I was reading and learning, that I was supposed to be looking for. And this is, even though I have a different deck today, that I call my number one favorite deck, that they'll pry out of my cold dead hands, I would have to say there was a VR that I did, and they was talking about your number one deck and who was the other woman. And I guess in a lot of ways, this, they change positions. I would have to say that that falls between This Might Hurt and this deck. One is going to be my number one boo, and the other one is going to be the other woman. And it goes back and forth between those two as to which one's going to be the top. Here in the court cards, it was easy to see the difference in your knight and your king. Most of the pages are depicted as younger. Here is our queen. Of course, this is with the wands. So you have her red hair, you have the sunflowers, you see the fiery sun, so that the images are there on the knight. You have the salamander. So the king has his eagle, has his wand. Of course, there's fire because the wands depict fire. So, yeah. We get into the cups, and she did no different with the cups. She stuck to the typical meanings. We don't see the hand on the cup, but we have the cup appearing. Like here, how about this one? You see the sadness in this one, the two upright, and they're, you know, like, look, these two are still full. Water, emotions. The cup are about emotions. The snake, the dragon, the castle, you know, all the signs. This is probably one of my favorite Ten of Cups, with the happy family, the cups, the rainbow. I mean, this is just the children playing. This is just one of my favorite Ten of Cups. The page with his fish in the cup. Then we get into the swords, and I think she did more blues with this one. Of course, there's the bleeding heart, symbolizing the heartbreak. Our resting Four of Swords, getting rest, recharge. He looks kind of smug. He's got these three, but, you know, like it says, did he really win? He's kind of pleased with himself, thinks he's getting away with something. I mean, these to me, yeah. our pentacles, the greens, the teamwork, the give and take, the Six in Pentacles. That's stability. So let's see if I just, okay, so the Four of Wands. Let's see what Jamie and Gail had to say about the Four of Wands. Jamie says, celebration, harmony, holiday. Venus in Aries. You enter the party. It was my intention with this drawing to create the feeling of celebration. The wands act as a trellis inviting you into the big event. What that celebration looks like is entirely up to you. You are harmony in motion. Sometimes a big event is just the thing that is needed to remember. In its raw form, this card may be asking you to see all the little things that are a cause for joy. What ignites your proverbial fireworks lately? And then Gail says, Sawyer's path. Starbursts, bright lights and castles in the sky. All as clear as the crystals in the burgeoning wands. Winter will soon come to an end, and time to engage in celebratory, in celebratory plans. Maybe a spring wedding with dozens of Mayflowers. That promotion you've been awaiting, it's on the boss's desk. There is very little drama right now within the family. It's like someone sprinkled harmony dust over everyone. Your higher education is coming to a close, and it's all been worth the extra effort you've put in. And then it gives you a definition for if you read in reversals. And then up here are keywords for the reverse. You can turn it around. And then there's a space at the bottom for you to put notes of what's your personal intuition, or what your takes, or the things that speak out to you in the card. And she does this for each and every card in the deck. She does it for the major arcana. Jamie talks about the red pencil drawings, what she was thinking as she was drawing the card. And then Gail gives her input on the rich colorized version of the card. The same is also true if you go to the courts. The same is true for the courts. You see, there we are for the knight, and the same is true for the queen. And she talks about here for the Queen of Wands, when drawing the queens, this one was actually a second attempt. The first one sketched was a firebird. The first one, I didn't feel. She went with the others. So back to the drawing board I went, which oddly is also a metaphor for this fiery queen. She is like a phoenix in the ways that she will allow an idea or vision to consume her until she may feel like nothing is left but rubble. She will then burn it to the ground and rise from the ashes transformed, unstoppable. In its raw form, this card asks you to embrace what will ultimately consume you, knowing that the only way out is through. Transformations happen when we know we can do and be so much more than what is on the surface. And then Gail says, oh, my queen, in all your fiery beauty, vibrant and exuberant, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine, as the song goes. You are the shapeshifter. You fit in anywhere you reside and everywhere you go. Enlightened by your years of experience, you are at the zenith of manifesting your spiritual potential. You are aware of your influence on others and situations, and you use it honorably and wisely. And as I was reading that, I was like, I hope I'm not doing a disservice by choosing this deck, because unfortunately, this deck just recently went out of print. Jamie sold the last copies of the deck that she had from the limited run, and she has said that she doesn't know if or when it will be reprinted at this particular moment in time. I'm sure that you could probably find it on some of the Facebook groups or tarot sites where they sell and trade decks. I don't know if it would be available on eBay. I don't know what it would cost. I know in this original form that I showed you, Jamie was selling that deluxe edition for $95 US. So, keep that in mind if you decide you want to look for this deck. I do not believe that Sawyer's Path is sold individually. I also do not believe that the red pencil drawings are sold individually. There is that deck that shows you the cards half and half like they're shown here in the book. That deck is called Transitions. I don't know if there are still some copies of that left, but I know that it originally sold for $45 on Jamie's website. Which here is the information here for her website, created, illustrated by Jamie Sawyer, and her website is jamiesawyer336.com, as you can see right here. So you can go to her site, see what's available there. Or you can look in different groups. But this seemed to be the appropriate choice for me to choose for my first flip through and review. This is the deck that I have worked with the longest and feel like I know the best and most comfortable. It is a clone, but this is one of many clones that I now own. It seems like I'm drawn more to the RWS clones than I am to anything else. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you. I appreciate your support. If you click on if you have not subscribed, please click subscribe. If you click on the little bell, it will notify you when I put up new content. Other content that I create is I do like I said, the unboxing and flip through first impressions. This is the first in a playlist of flip through and reviews for decks that I have worked with longer. There is another playlist for VRs and hashtags where I do video responses to other creators' hashtags. I have another playlist for monthly decks where I do a video each month. Well, I do it at the end of the month saying what the decks for the upcoming month are going to be. I work with specific decks each month. That's something new that I'm doing in my practice, to work with what I already have. In between all of that, I do daily collectives. So you will be seeing me again soon. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Bye.